You're looking at his plans for a humanoid robot called TeslaBot. Musk expects a prototype to be ready by next year.
Then about a year later, they were so close to having a working Optimus prototype that they were going to delay AI Day 2 such that they could get it working. A little weird, seeing as last year they announced that they were so close to getting it working that they were setting it to be weaker than a human.
We're setting it such that it is, at a mechanical level, at a physical level, you can run away from it and most likely overpower it.
Now, after an entire year of research and development, Tesla's AI Day 2 teases with robot hands making the love emoji. Not the humanoid robot hands of the Tesla bot of last year, of course. Think more of assembly line robot of 20 years ago. I mean, hell, even 10 years ago, people were making stuff like this.
2012, 107 evolved from wire to wireless. You see?
But Musk's gonna blow them away with this. And you gotta set your expectations big, because this man knows more about manufacturing than any person on the planet.
At this point, I think I know more about manufacturing than anyone currently alive on Earth.
A statement believed by every Musk bot on the planet.
Tweet that.
Yeah.
Thereby proving that the average Musk bot is incapable of independent thought. These are actually videos that they've made about.
There have been people, I can't remember who started this rumor, but there are people who are saying that you're going to be able to pre-order a Tesla bot at AI Day.
The first AI Day was a pretty mind-blowing event, mostly because this is not information for the general consumer like you and me. It's not marketing. All we know from Elon is his promise of, quote, so many cool updates. AI Day is specifically targeted at professionals in the machine learning and artificial intelligence industry. Elon said that he specifically delayed the AI Day event this year from August to September in order to give his people more time to get a functioning prototype of the Tesla bot ready to show off.
And if you were impressed with the dancing spandex man of last year,
that's the technical level that they speak at, and the rest of us have to desperately push our feeble brains to try and keep up. It's exhilarating to watch.
That ain't nothing. I'll bet this year Elon has at least 5 dancing spandex people dancing to even louder music, maybe with some super futuristic LED lighting. Calling it now. And that's what makes Tesla the most advanced robotics company on the planet.
Tesla is arguably the world's biggest robotics company because our cars are like semi-sentient robots on wheels.
After all, he was the revolutionary genius who was writing computer games.
At 12, he built a video game he called Blastar, which started his lifelong love of inventing things that already exist.
And now that genius is going to bring you something else that was invented decades ago. And while nothing's been revealed yet, it's betting time between the die-hard Tesla fans.
And then Elon Musk announced that he was building a humanoid robot that would replace human labor for all of the jobs that are boring and dangerous, and that would usher in a golden age of humanity where we all do what we want to do and everyone is wealthy and happy.
And nobody would suggest that we allow anyone to just build nuclear warheads if they want. That would be insane. And mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
And for those who have been watching the naked, self-proclaimed techno king repeatedly boast about his splendid garments while being stark freaking naked. Really? The car company that can barely make 4 models of car wants to sell itself as a tech company. And you know why? Because tech companies have an almost arbitrary valuation, while car companies don't. And you might say, but hey, Tesla make solar panels and batteries too. right? Not really. Most of their batteries are made by Panasonic and their solar panels by China. So Tesla has to brand itself as a tech company with unlimited potential, because that's what people are speculating that it might be worth. Hardly surprising when you know how Elon Musk originally made his money. Over to Bill Shatner again for this.
Like so many tech entrepreneurs, he earned his unimaginable wealth by doing something invaluable for society, selling a startup you've never heard of to a company that doesn't exist anymore.
That's Musk's origin, selling vaporware in the dot-com bubble.
We're all kind of expecting Tesla's humanoid robot prototype, nicknamed Optimus, to be the star of the show this year, and that's mostly on the account of Elon Musk hyping it up so much.
But Musk is right. If you could invent an AI that could replace humans, in fact, why merely go for replace humans? Why not being better than humans? I mean, computers have already gone from the biggest and best computers in the world barely being able to beat people at chess, to whopping their sorry asses in short order, to now even modest chess apps will beat the best chess players in the world. And once you've created these super smart, sentient AI robots, well, sure, I mean, at that point, the human race has pretty much run its course.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI.
But claiming you could build it would make you incredibly rich.
So I guess we probably should make it. And if we don't, someone else will. And so I guess we should make it. This was futile. I tried for years.
Thankfully, Elon Musk is just an idiot plagiarizing the plots from sci-fi movies. And his current generation of Tesla bots just aren't smart enough to catch on to the con.
It's now very likely that we will get a similarly thorough explanation of the Tesla bot system at AI Day this year. My biggest anticipation here is that we get a demonstration of the true functionality of the Tesla bot's AI system.
In less than a year, you'll be able to go from highway on-ramp to highway exit without touching any control.
Holy shit, it just ran that red light.
Obviously, we are going to hear about full self-driving and autonomy at AI Day again this year.
I'm quite confident that within 3 years, the car will be able to take you from point to point. You could be asleep the whole time.
Jesus.
We want to know what amount of progress has been made. Judging by the FSD beta videos that have been streaming out to YouTube,
I think we're basically less than 2 years away from complete autonomy.
Oh shit. Shit, we hit that.
And our own experience with FSD beta here on the Tesla Space team, the software is getting much better.
Cross country from LA to New York by the end of the year, fully autonomous.
Extremely confident of achieving full autonomy and releasing it to the Tesla customer base next year.
He might as well be speculating about the Tesla time machine, where it will be instantly able to reduce today's gas prices just by going back in time and buying gas when it was cheaper.
It's really, I swear it's not that hard.
Maybe using some variant of the Tesla capacitor. And it's being revealed this year at Tesla's Time Travel Day, where you'll be able to reserve one of the first time machines for only $10,000. And we start production in 2 years' time. So you reserve it today, you get the time machine.
Production begins 2019. So if you order now, you get the truck in 2 years.
And we all know Musk fans would clamour to be the first to reserve Tesla time machine. Only for 2 years later for Musk to reveal the simplified time machine, which is basically a Tesla on a track, which is way more profound than it sounds. Only for, again, the Tesla fans to cheer at Elon Musk, the inventor of the time machine.
Welcome to the time machine. We are going to take you back, first to the year 1939.
Well, actually, maybe calling Musk an idiot is a bit harsh. He's a fantastic used car salesman for sci-fi vaporware. You know, after he invented the reusable rocket, you know, to put electric cars into space. I mean, hell, it's not like anyone was driving electric cars on the moon before Elon Musk was even born. Or the Hyperloop, which was, again, going to be invented this year. In the coming years, the Boring Company will attempt to build a working Hyperloop. From a known physics standpoint, this is the fastest possible way of getting from one city centre to another for distances less than 2,000 miles. Starship is faster for longer journeys. The Boring Company chimes in, Hyperloop testing at full scale begins this year. And the Musk fans chime in, where can I buy me some shares? Cha-ching! Along with some super futuristic underground road, which you can drive cars in. Elon calls it the subterranean mega road. If only there was somewhere making it bigger, such that cars could drive in it more normally. Or maybe if it were open to more than, say, 50 or so taxis, it might be able to transport more people. Or maybe even, here's a crazy idea, maybe some sort of metal rails going down the middle and running the cars on metal wheels to reduce roll resistance, then making the cars bigger and then putting them together in some gigapod, which is a totally new idea because it's got rave lights in it. But don't worry, Elon's big brain is working on solving these problems as we speak. Maybe involving some sort of AI and modular vertical buzzword, parallel buzzword integration. Maybe for those people who really paid money for Elon Musk's bricks. You will be stunned to find out that there were never any bricks for affordable housing.
I bought this for $200 and I bought 2 of them. So I spent $400 for 2 bricks.
Or the Cybertruck, or Roadster, or Semi.
So if you order now, get the truck in 2 years.
And it's Cybertruck is coming next year. We'll be in production with Cybertruck next year. We'll be in production with the Roadster and with Semi.
All of which are just about to be delivered and have been for several years now. Just like the perpetually almost ready full self-driving, which the internal emails say will never be full self-driving. But you got to understand that it's really important when you're developing something like this that you have a competent head of AI in charge of it all, coordinating it all. After all, it's not just going to revolutionize all of your cars into glorified cruise control, but you're also going to put it on all of the robots as well.
But now, with the software update, you can actually make thousands of people drive safer just with a software update overnight.
Wow.
And with the full self-driving computer, essentially the inference engine on the car.
That's actually,
yeah,
that's actually
Neural nets recognizing the world, understanding how to navigate through the world.
Are we gonna have to cut that?
It kind of makes sense to put that onto a humanoid form.
But guess what happened since the last AI day?
People have no idea. This is going to be bigger than the car.
And the Tesla fans be like,
I don't expect to see the Tesla bot breakdance or do parkour or any stupid thing like that, but I do need to see some practical functionality here, especially since Elon has been touting this as Tesla's next big product.
I keep seeing these synergies. You know, for example, the robots you're building from Tesla could possibly be pretty handy on Mars.
Sure.
He wants to manufacture these bots at high volume, and from the way he talks about it, he wants to start doing that pretty soon.
Meanwhile, Tesla's head of AI takes one look at this amazing project, which will change the world, bigger than the car. We'll see his name spoken with reverence for decades to come. And guess what he did this year? He decided he would actually be better off unemployed, than working for Tesla on this wonderful project that's going to be bigger than the car. Makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah, I'd love to hear the Tesla fans' explanation as to why they think that's not a giant red flag. But next month might be a big one for the mighty Musk. Remember, he cared so much about free speech that he was buying Twitter.
Having a public platform that is maximally trusted and broadly inclusive is extremely important to the future of civilization.
And so great was his passion for this project that he just didn't care about the economics at all.
But you've described yourself.
I don't care about the economics at all.
Well, turns out he didn't really care that much about free speech because he tried every possible avenue to back out from buying Twitter after that. Yeah, and not only that, it was very clear that he did care about the economics.
But you've described yourself.
I don't care about the economics at all.
Or to hear, this is not about the economics. It's for the moral good that you think it will achieve.
Which is particularly bizarre because the man who just completely and openly lied to everyone's faces there goes on to say this in that self-same interview.
But the truth matters to me a lot. Really, sort of pathologically, it matters to me.
Cool. So explain to us again why you're desperately trying to back out from buying Twitter.
It's important to the function of democracy. It's important to the function of the United States as a free country and many other countries, and to help freedom in the world.
Yeah, so having committed to buying Twitter and waiving his due diligence, he then decided that actually no, he didn't want to buy it after all. Because apparently there were too many bots on Twitter, which would make sense had he not actually stated that one of the reasons he wanted to buy Twitter was to get rid of the bot armies.
Well, a top priority I would have is eliminating the spam and scam bots and the bot armies that are on Twitter.
And has bent over backwards to try and get out of the takeover agreement and the whole "I can technically afford it" thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I could technically afford it,
but not in practice, because in practice it might bankrupt him. You see, Musk is only the richest man on the planet for the reason that he got rich in the first place. You know, remember this?
Like so many tech entrepreneurs, he earned his unimaginable wealth by doing something invaluable for society, selling a startup you've never heard of to a company that doesn't exist anymore.
By selling Vaporware, telling people that a small car manufacturer is actually a revolutionary tech company that's worth 100 times what a car company would be worth, which for a time gave Tesla $1 trillion valuation. Basically worth as much as all of the other car manufacturers in America, despite only making about 1% of the cars, of which Elon Musk owns about a fifth. Well, if Elon Musk wants to sell $44 billion worth of tech stock, that means there have to be people out there willing to put $44 billion into Tesla for his stock. And newsflash, there ain't. Even worse, the way he got his shares was he was essentially given them by the company for free, which is great and all, but it means that if he sells them, then the difference between what he got them for and what he sells them for counts as income. The practical upshot is all that $44 billion that he's got to sell counts as income and will be taxed at something like 20%, which means he now has to sell more like $54 billion to get the $44 billion to buy Twitter. And the fact that there isn't $44 billion free in the market that's all clamoring to buy Tesla stock means that a sell-off of this magnitude will crash the value of the Tesla stock. Maybe convincing other Tesla stock owners to get out whilst their Tesla stock is still worth something. And when you're trying to sell something for which there really isn't a market, and the price is tanking, not a good time to buy. The price tanks even harder. A kind of liquidity crisis. Strip away the hype and Tesla is a car company, which if you value them on their assets is something like $50 billion worth of assets. And they spend about $50 billion a year to make cars and make about $50 billion a year from selling cars, which puts them in the position of being a barely profitable company making luxury, high markup cars with very little competition. With many seasoned car manufacturers, for many of which Ford models would be a joke, starting to release their own electric vehicles. Kind of like Teslas, but with good build quality and cheaper. So what's the real value of the company? Well, probably nearer what its assets are, which is the $50 billion mark, not the $1 trillion valuation that it had at the beginning of the year. Although, to be fair, the company has lost about 30% of its value this year. Like I was saying, if you value Tesla based on what it does, Tesla's market cap makes no sense whatsoever. So yeah, it may turn out that Musk can technically afford to buy Twitter, but not in practice. Now, Musk has weaseled out of legal corners like this before, but this one seems a little different. In fact, very different, in that during the takeover, he was all meme lord, poop emoji, aren't I so funny? And since the filing of legal action, he's been the sort of silent like he's talked to lawyers who have informed him in no uncertain terms that his balls are in a vice here. Well, you made a great splash on Twitter with all those memes about how funny you found it. Those memes are now part of a lawsuit where, as a matter of record, you may be compelled to buy the company. After all, he did commit to buy the company, waiving his due diligence, then disparaged, thereby devalued that company, and refused to conclude the merger. That's legally kind of a no-no. This is the critical bit from Twitter's lawsuit. Having mounted a public spectacle to put Twitter into play, and then having proposed and then signed a seller-friendly merger agreement, Musk apparently believes that he, unlike every other party subject to Delaware contract law, is free to change his mind, trash the company, disrupt its operations, destroy stockholder value, and walk away. And under those circumstances, the legal recourse available to the company that has been devalued is to compel the buyer to complete the purchase. Now, my opinion's long been that Twitter basically sends you tweets that make you angry, because anger drives the short-term engagement, and for an online company, that's basically the only thing that matters. In practice, this makes the Twitter experience like cancer, or maybe more specifically, angry cancer. It's baked in to the nature of the platform, and changing the management and expecting different results is like changing the captain of the Titanic and expecting different results. But for me, this would be a kind of a fitting end for Musk. Selling vaporware to buy cancer.
You basically have to hate humanity if you don't like that future.
And that's why Elon Musk truly is a visionary future man.
And that's today's video. If you enjoyed it, drop a thumbs up on it and consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on more great videos like this. And if you really like the work of this channel, you can support it directly through Patreon. Thanks for watching.